I believe that will as such we have developed over evolution. That's why we have risen above everything else.
No, I think that now the goalpost has been shifted. First, I have given you clear reasoning that if I give you money, I must have the money. If I don't have the money, I can't give you money. Simple thing. You have the will. You stand today to discuss with us with a friendly discussion, and happy. I'm so happy that you joined with us, and I'm loving the discussion anyway. So you can demonstrate it will within yourself. Forget about the creation. You can testify your own will. I am saying you agree that through the power the construction has been done. I'm saying you already have the will. That will cannot come without someone has no will. Just like if I give you money, I must have the money.
Okay. Again, this is one very particular thing for me in this is that, like, I understand your logic, and I understand it to be true for you.
I'm saying this is an objective criteria. Like I said, let me. Okay. I have the sunglass. I give it to him. Now he have it. Now he have the sunglass. Imagine I'm a maker and he is the creation. If I don't have the sunglass, I cannot give him the sunglass. Now he have the sunglass, tells us that the maker has the ability to have the sunglass or create the sunglass. I am talking about a will. When you have a will, you agreed that willfully you stand here to discuss with us. I am saying that cannot come from your own sources. It was given to you.
And that is the part what I disagree with.
That's why I'm saying that disagreement must be rational. I said, bring me a rational argument to deny. Yes.
Will is something that a person develops on his own. Will is not something that is given. Like, honestly, this is a concept I cannot agree with.
No, I think
at all.
I demonstrated the idea that Quran gives a fundamental verse in the Quran in chapter 16, verse 78. The Creator tells us that He extracted you from the wombs of your mother while you know nothing. Then He given you sight, vision, and hearing, so that and intellect, so that you can become grateful. I said, as a human baby, you see a human baby, the two eye, everything was there, but none of the faculties actualize just the way we are actualizing. What we are saying, the difference between a baby and us, it is the time and all the feature has been developed. But the agent, the one who created the baby, has already embedded those faculties, but it will mature as time goes. So what you are saying is, it contradicting with the power, because you were saying, I have the power, so then you... I'm coming. One point.
No, this is a very strong point he made.
Yeah.
Do you understand that point?
Yeah.
I understand the point.
I just wanted to...
Then you can finish it.
Yeah.
I just want him to understand that. It's a very strong point.
But I still don't agree with that.
No, I mean, one thing I say, oh, is this shop? I don't agree with this shop. That's, I would say, blind belief, because that will be blind. But my argument here is very strong, because if I give you something, then you have received something that you don't have.
Right. So I understand that point. What I simply don't believe, and I cannot believe for the love of myself, is that will is not something that can be given.
Was you born with it?
100%. You learn to use.
That's why exactly. Yeah.
So, but that's because over the times the human brain has developed into it. No, we were not created. I don't believe we were created by a divine being. We, at best, human beings were not even created, but came to existence through coincidence in development in nature.
Do you have consciousness? Can you prove to me?
No, I think the whole idea here.
Because I'm just saying.
Yeah. Brother, the last few points he's made, these are blind belief. Yeah, belief for the sake of belief, and belief with proof and evidence. Right. So there are belief, something with evidence, without evidence. What you have presented, with respect, with due respect, these are blind belief, means this cannot be substantiated. My belief, I am saying, when we look at a creation, if we look at a human as a creation, we can see that human can rationalize, do logic, to critical thinking. So that actually given to us on a structural form on a baby. But these actually developed to the human. That's why I bring that verse in the Quran for everyone's reflection. Why the Creator is engaging us in that way? So that, yes, when we critically think, that Quranic verse goes in line with the reason. Let me read out again. I don't want any And God has extracted you from the wombs of your mother, not knowing a thing. Right? Not know. You don't know at that time. Now look at that one. He made you for hearing and vision and hearts. So the thing that required to know, that tools he has given. But at that point you don't know. But you have that tools already there. But as time goes by, that faculties will be mature, and then you know.
Okay.
Now, perhaps you would be grateful. So with this rational faculty was given, so that you can show gratitude of, because you can willfully make that choice. Now, today you find satisfaction to discuss with us intellectually. That's your will and you exercise it.
Yep.
I am saying, as a physical object, we have two types of within human being, tangible and intangible. Tangible are your hand, your face, your leg, and all the body parts. Tangible. And intangible are your consciousness, your pain, your sorrow, all of this, your love, compassion, all of these things. Now, as a human being, we cannot deny that the intangible things within our reality. Do you agree? Do you believe you have love, compassion?
Well, when it happens.
But do you show your love to your mother? Do you buy her something?
Sometimes.
Okay. When you feel that your mother loves a chocolate, when you give that chocolate, and you know that she loves this chocolate, why do you give that chocolate? Why don't you buy something else? Why don't we generally? I'm not saying about you, in generally. You cannot deny that. It's a general, generally agreed this is love.
But I don't see the connection here.
No, there is connection. Because what you are trying to deny is that thing that intangible, means will is in intangible things. I am saying the will must be embedded for things to come into action. Yes. Then you can say this universe is a coincidence on other way. Coincidence means accident. Okay. Do you think accident can create perfect product? Means when you say accident, okay, I drop a glass, crash. Do you see this glass make a superstar, make a star? Have you ever noticed accident made a perfect things?
But the universe is not perfect. The world is not perfect.
Okay. When you say universe is not perfect, show me where in the universe you find defect.
I don't know all of the universe yet.
Okay. Now, do you believe that the star, the sun, the moons, all are rightly placed? If you believe just basic science, anonymously all the scientists agreed, the sun in the right distance. If it is too closer, it will have burned.
Right.
Now, when you look at yourself, when you look at a baby, do you not see shapes and size? You don't normally see the eyes on here. You don't see the nose here. What does it? That tells you is shape. Now, why tongue? Have you ever thought when you eat food? Imagine tongue is here. How do you test the food?
But none of that to me shows any proof of willful creation. that to me is development over time.
No, I think what you are doing is the self-evident reality. You know, there is something called self-evident. You don't need to prove it. Like, for example, you standing here is a self-evident standing. Now, only you can deny that, only if you can deny this argument, if you say I'm blind and
It's self-evident to me and you and, well...
And everyone around us.
Yeah.
It's a self-evident that you are here.
But it's definitely not self-evident, for example, for my parents, who have no clue for it.
But it does not necessitate them to be self-evident. Do you know why?
Yeah.
Because they are not applying the rational reasoning. By the fact you are and me here in applying rational reasoning, that means self-evident reality is for us.
Okay.
Right. Going back to again, when you see demonstration of will within yourself, you cannot say this is an accident, because accident does not create a fine product with fine willful act that you have done already. What I am saying, I'm demonstrating the objectively established what you have done in your day today.
But that has been established over millions of years of faulty products that have developed over time to get better, or some that have died out because they were not fit for this world. So there's no such thing as perfect creation.
Let me tell you how many errors within this statement. There are multiple. In fact, all of the word has inherent contradiction and pre-assumption of belief there, blind belief. When you say blind formation of these things, do you know that how, if I say this something is wrong, this structure is wrong, first of all, I need to have that knowledge of these things before I say this is wrong or right.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, are you aware, do you have the knowledge how this universe constructed?
No.
No. Now, number one, do you know how much power it required to create universe? No. So therefore, all of the statement you have said is wrong. Do you know why? The premise of telling something, you need to know things first before you say. And that's why in the Quran, one of the amazing verse, Allah said, and I wanted to maybe reflect on your time. Allah said in chapter Surah Al-Mulk, "Ala ya'lamu man khalaqa wa huwa al-latiful khabir." Should he not know the one who creates? He is Latiful Khabir, who is subtle and all aware. So now, you and me and all the creation is unaware of how things has been worked. When we are denying, we put our presumption that it's an accident without knowing the process. I am saying, if you do not know, you should look for to know, rather than basing your unknown assumption. Like, because these are the factors unknown to you.
So, but see,
do you see? Because nobody can back it up.
This is again, with all due respect, I always.
Does it make sense though? Does it make sense though?
I understand what you mean.
Yeah.
Do I agree with it? First of all, what did you call it? Blind something. So basically, when it comes to using religion in general.
No, I think forget about religion.
No,
let's stick with the topic. Yeah, let's do.
But this is the topic for me.
Okay, fine. Okay.
So when it comes to explaining the world through religion and through the creation by God, so to me that is a blind belief. Because to me there is not one proof, not one tangible, graspable proof of divine conscious being in existence.
Okay.
The fact that there has been a prophet, and maybe another prophet before them, to me that is no proof whatsoever. At best, because science has proven that there were at least two of those people really existed. So your prophet and then Jesus, I think, was proven scientifically as well that he definitely was a person that walked the earth or that. At best, they were very smart philosophers to me. Do I believe that they had a conversation with God? No, I don't.
Okay. So your belief is based on your assumption. But do you know about Prophet Muhammad?
I know some stuff, yes.
Okay.
Because we had to read Quran in university.
Yeah. But do you know about Prophet Muhammad? What do you know about Prophet Muhammad? I might help you to understand, because it looks like you don't, maybe
No.
you didn't have the proper understanding of who is Prophet Muhammad.
Let me tell you one thing.
Yeah.
So, whatever he did, whatever he said, the fact is that I like vehemently, completely refuse to believe that there has ever been anything walking this earth that has, doesn't matter what they did or what they said, that has ever really spoken to a divine entity.
Okay.
I don't believe that.
I respect it.
And I
I
don't
tell
believe
you,
that any written word, whether it be Quran, Bible, or anything, is nothing but the word of man.
okay. So what with respect to you, and I respect your belief as a brother in humanity. I respect your belief. You are entitled for it. What you have demonstrated is it's a false belief to yourself. Because any belief, now imagine, let me tell you, do you have a GP?
Actually, don't.
Okay, but do you go to, let's say you are enrolled to a GP.
Mm-hmm.
When you have issue, what do you do?
Well,
Let's say you have like some sort of issue you need to call to GP. Yeah?
Okay.
Okay. What do you do? I wanted to know the process. And I'll tell you why I'm asking that.
well, back home, I would have made an appointment. I go and see them, and then let them examine me.
Okay. Have you investigated whether this person has the qualification to check you?
The one that before I moved to UK, my entire life I had one doctor since I was a kid, and she was one of the most revered doctors in my community. But yes, myself I haven't. My mom did.
So basically, you didn't investigate it properly. Simple thing is, but you trusted him. So this is called, do you know what's that called? That's called testimony. So there are many types of knowledge. So if you look at knowledge, the type of knowledge we have in this world, we have testimonial knowledge, we call empirical knowledge, right? So when we say empirical knowledge, even though we empiricism, there are things also laid out principle. Let me finish. I'm establish something for you. So when you look at this knowledge, testimonial knowledge, if I say I don't want to believe something, it's completely up to you. But if you say I'm a rational person, I wanted to check whether he's a true prophet or a false prophet. Imagine if your mother tells you and asks you, I have cooked chicken for you. Would you believe, or would you say it's a lie? Be honest.
I, with my mother, I would say I believe her because she has, to my knowledge, never lied to me.
Never lied to you.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Established one. What else? That's it. That's one criteria is more than enough, right? Let me tell you. So in order to believe someone, we must have that someone must be truthful all the time. And if you can apply this principle to your mother, why not other person? If the other person also speak the truth, then what standard you are telling the other person is wrong, but your mother is right?
So because that has not been proven to me. So,
Okay. No, in order to prove, there are evidence required. What type of proof? Now, we have, what evidence have you looked that Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, is not a prophet? I want evidence. Or is it just you believed it without looking into it?
The thing is,
because I want you to be honest so that I can help you. I can give you some books you can look into it.
I can answer that very simply.
Yeah.
Do I think he believed that he was a prophet? Yes. Right? Do I believe that he said all of those things? Yes. Do I believe that these things came from God? No. Why? Very simple. Because I don't believe in the existence of God.
Right. Going back, so
the only...
So you don't now. I'll tell you why the standard is. You believe that I can selectively believe someone's testimony and selectively reject someone. If you believe your mother, you have to believe Prophet Muhammad. It's the same logic applies.
No.
Yes, because you set up the criteria which is truthful. And I am saying historically, you don't know about Prophet Muhammad, clearly. That's why I'm saying, my brother, of course I don't know many things and you don't know many things. We can share each other. I am saying that I know, sure, historically, do you know how many people wrote? If you look at George Barnard Shaw, look at all those the non-Muslim, right? Historian, scientist, many, the most written person in the history is Prophet Muhammad, right? Now, if you say you are an intellectual person, I would humbly say, my brother, have a look into it, because you believe in testimony and you apply your life with testimony. Now I am saying apply the same standard, extend the same standard or the logic to a person who claiming to be a prophet.
But my point being, and I'm not saying that I don't believe that he said what he said. That's not what I mean. I mean that I absolutely do not believe the existence of a willing God.
Okay, let's go back. Let's go back.
So that's the difference.
But I have demonstrated to you, your belief also constructed with testimony. But when comes to God belief, you are not applying that. I'm just putting that on your question, right? Okay, that's up to you. That standard you can apply, no problem.
So I think that all religions stand on testimony, and the thing is, me personally, I don't think there is not one person in this world that can give me undoubtable proof that there is a higher divine being.
No, I think, you know what? Now, would you like to see it? Or what is your criteria to see God? Do you want to see that?
So, for example...
No, for example, let's say, if you say, if you give me this, I will believe it. If you give me that, I will believe it. If you give me this, I will believe it. Give me a criteria what you are after.
See, that's the thing. I don't know what that would be, but
Exactly.
that would have to be something very major.
Okay, now,
because, for example,
would you say, if I see a mega star on the sky and it lightning us in the night time, would you believe?
No.
Okay, that's why I say, what you need to tell us.
But I don't
Because
know
the
that.
problem is, I wanted to see. I wanted to see. But if I put my hand here and I say I wanted to see, will I be able to see?
But
Do you see my point? Because I'm trying to get a criteria from you that what will lead you to believe.
well, that's the thing. It's like it would have to be something completely undeniable and intangible. For example, when you asked me about the GP, right?
Yeah.
If I wanted to know, right, I could ask to see a diplomatist. Now, if that was
But you didn't do that.
I didn't.
You didn't, because you believe that the claim of him, and you rely upon whole of your life. Because imagine, you relied a doctor, because you know why? Our life also sometimes depends. Imagine if someone gives you a wrong medicine, He can kill your life.
Because in my country, every single doctor has to be qualified to a certain degree of law.
So therefore,
So I believe in human-made law.
right. So now there is another presupposition here. You believe the authority will do the things correctly, right? How do you know this guy? How do you know they speak the truth?
So this is what I was talking to a little bit about with one of your colleagues as well. This is the thing why I do, for example, believe in human law, but I don't believe in divine law, because you see, when we get someone hold on, when we get someone into the government,
Yeah.
We don't know if they do wrong or not,
Yeah.
but if they do, we will not. We have the power not to choose him the next time.
I think, my brother, with
So-
respect to you, I've heard all of your argument, and I've given you argument. For me, with humble opinion, you have a pick and choose option. The moment come to creation, you apply the standard, but when come to creator, you say, no, I'm gonna force my blind belief to that. I think nobody would go to, because I have tried to ask you question and the standard, and it seemed like I do not see any standard or any sort of strong arguments, or because I've given you will.
Yeah.
I didn't see any response also will.
I'm giving you something very simple here.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
I do not.
Shall I get your tea?
No.
Are you sure?
100%.
Okay.
I do not like. I find that everyone has the. I don't see anything bad in religion. Everyone has the right to follow and believe what they say. Everyone has the right to use what it makes their life better, right? However, I can tell from the bottom of my heart that I do not believe, nor will I probably ever believe, that there is a willful personified God. And not only that, and that's another topic which I'm not going to get into, because
I
let me
respect.
finish
Yeah,
that,
please. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead.
is that even
I'm sorry.
if it was proven to me beyond doubt that there is such an entity as a willful personified God, then I most probably would refuse to follow them.
Okay, like I said, the statement you brother made, you respectfully, you made some assumption within that statement of blind belief, because what you are saying, even I see the sign, I still want to reject. Nobody can show you the light.
But the thing is,
Is your entitlement? Look.
Yeah, absolutely.
In
Absolutely.
Islam, let me make it clear. So, in Islam, there is no compulsion in religion.
Yeah.
We are not forced, but it tells us we should argue with a manner that suits.
100%.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I have to be truthful with you.
Yeah.
I see religion as blind belief.
What I find is very paradoxical when the believing arguments are compelling evidence and self-evident truth, and when someone say, I do not want to see myself as a self-evident truth, of course they can make any claim. So I find it's very weak arguments, because it's like a scapegoat argument for me.
Okay.
Because you know why?
But
Because
I don't think there
because
is-
now, but I tell you one thing why, and I want you to reflect on that. Initially, you remember I talked about will, and I said will cannot come to you because you willfully exercise will. I said you cannot have the will if the maker doesn't give it to you or the agent doesn't give it to you. But you said in one point you believe the power that created. What we say, you believe in part of creator's attribute. Now if you retract it, I mean you can retract it, say okay, I am retracting. Okay, so in that case you have also a belief of the creator with power without will.
But in that point, we've reached to this one thing that we cannot agree with, which I very much believe to be one way, and you believe to be the other way.
Sorry.
So the difference of that was that that you believe that power and will can only coexist, and I believe that they're completely two separate things and have nothing
But
to do
what
with each other.
I have said, Forgot about the other creation. The moment I give other creation, you would probably deny it. That's why I said, let me apply it to you. You have the power, you have the will. So now you believe that.
No one gave it to me.
No. Yes, you are given. Okay, let me tell you. Can you create yourself?
No, I can create another person.
Can you create another person?
Not alone.
Okay. In the history, do you heard that people make a human being from nothing? From not
for nothing.
Okay. So now I think as a humble brother, maybe you retract your statement. It would be better.
No.
Because it looks, very funny,
No.
It looks very funny. Look,
I was created by two people. Like both of them were
No,
created
they're
by
not
two
creator.
people.
Let me tell you, it's not creator. Do you know what's the creator mean? Definition of creator mean someone who create and
From material.
from nothing.
No.
Okay. Okay. When you say your mother and father, do you believe that if, let's say your father and mother are your maker, imagine, God forbid, you die. Will they be able to give you life again?
Not me.
Why not? You said they are creator. Creator definition is the one who create and give likes and takes life. That's the totality of definition. Now, if you die in front of your parents, they cannot give you life.
No.
Therefore, they are not your maker. That's it. Finish.
No.
Yes.
Because if I make
Only possible, I'll tell you,
Yeah.
you ask people to, in English language, I wanted to change the definition of creator. That's all.
no. I don't.
There's no other
Right.
ways possible.
So if I take a piece of clay and I make it into a vase, then I'm a creator of that vase.
No, but
If
then,
you-
you are assembler. Let me correct you. Do you know what is assembling? When you create this building, you actually don't create the building, you assemble the building because you cannot create the raw material.
But then that again.
No, I said create now.
this is
Create
a-
something now. A clay,
No.
just create it on your hand.
I completely disagree with the notion of that creator is only the one who can make something from thin air. No.
Okay, so are you saying assembler and creator are the same thing?
No.
Then how can you give me the third option?
Right. Assembler.
What is assembling?
Right. So when I turn a piece of clay into a pot, that is creation.
No, that's not creation.
Assembly.
That
if
is
I'm in a factory and I put
No, what you have changed from one form to another. The same way, assembly means you have bricks, you have sand, and you make a building. So you make a fine structure,
I'm
right?
Sorry, I cannot.
So
I cannot agree with that principle.
if you say you deny it, I think we should end the conversation here because I do not find a more of rational conversation with respect to you.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But anyway, it was a pleasure talking to you, my brother.
Yeah, absolutely.
But don't take any offense. Shall I give you a copy of the Quran? Would you think you read or?
Probably not.
Yeah. But anyway,
if I'm honest with you, in any of these topics, if at all, I would rather talk to people like I've been talking
yeah,
to
of
you.
course, I respect
rather
you.
than,
Yeah.
reading.
No, absolutely.
And
No, I respect the fact that you talk to us.
Yeah, and also-
I wish you all the best.
no, I don't mean any disrespect by not accepting.
No, you are
the
entitled
talk.
for any comment. Yeah.
In fact, it's the opposite. I don't want to take it because I know it wouldn't find the kind of use that you have. Basically, having those made here,
Yeah.
right? So it would be rather if it went to someone from whom it would be important.
Yeah. I respect your honesty and
Yeah.
all the best, my brother. Look after yourself. Have a lovely evening.
Absolutely.
Thank
you.
you.
Too.
Thanks.
Thank you for the conversation.
No
though,
problem.
because
It was
it was
and
it was actually a pleasure.
Honestly, I of course we'll have differences, but I want you to reflect on those points I've mentioned
I will
because
and
it's very, very sound,
I will.
strong
And
proofs and evidence.
And the reason why I will is, like I said, I don't think my mind will change. But if it,
you never know because we change.
I never know.
Okay.
I never
let's
know.
let's hope for it.
But there's one very strong reason why I will reflect on this. Is because if anything, that will help me at least understand people with other cultures and other backgrounds better.
Yeah.
And we both have to admit, even if that's the only outcome from our conversation, then we've already made the world a better place.
No, of course, of course, of course.
Right?
We should
Because-
show we should show that we are better citizen. You know,
Because understanding between each other
it's
I
important.
think
It's
is
important.
actually one of the best things we can do as
Absolutely.
humans.
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate that.
I hope you have a lovely night.
yeah, you too. Have a lovely evening. Thanks. Bye.